Welcome back to Pilates, Chakras Tarot, a space for you to nurture your body, feel the energy, and heal the spirit. Whenever you visit my channel, and I do thank you for being here, you will find a weekly chakra focus and a daily birth number reading. So this week, Spirit has revealed to us the solar plexus. And the solar plexus is the third chakra. It's located 3 inches above the navel, 3 to 4 inches inside the body. This node is oscillating in our anatomy, which is the stomach, the small intestines, the pancreas, and the spleen. Okay, so obviously if it involves our intestines and our stomach, just those two body parts are relative to the health and wellness and our vitality as well. So contingent upon the things that we consume and place inside our body is one of the things that determines the health of this node and how well it is oscillating, how fast, how slow, how dormant this node may be. So it's very important that we take a check and balance of this area. If you notice any ailments, any disease in this area, this is a sure sign and a sure nudge from Spirit to address your third chakra, okay? And things that, dis-ease in this area could be, let's say an ulcer, a stomach ulcer. And that's relative to stress, depression, anxiety that can cause an ulcer. So if there is a dis-ease in that area, then that means that there is some imbalances and or blockages. So the ways in which we can unblock, the way that we can find balance is by addressing this area, changing the way we eat, changing our thoughts, our habits, and actions or inactions. So we do want to take note of that. I love the card that came out with the solar plexus, which is the self-esteem card. And as you can see, this woman in this card, she's in the middle of a sunflower field. And when I first pulled it, I noticed the sunflowers, but I didn't really know that they were sunflowers. They almost look silk, which reminded me of a lion's mane and how very apropos that is, as the lion is the Leo, okay? And also this is a Leo card, and Leo, the element for Leo is fire and also the sun. And as you can see, she is radiating sun rays from her core, from her being actually, and she seems so self-absorbed and so certain of who she is. All right, and that has a lot to do with our self-esteem. So we want to exude this sort of energy when it comes to our solar plexus, when it comes to our core health, our strength, our health and wellness at our powerhouse, at our power center. And you'll notice a lot more of our friends and family members, people that we know, are becoming more health conscientious of the things that they eat, that they consume on a daily basis, because you know how you feel. And you know how you feel when you're eating, when you're on a particular diet or living a sedentary lifestyle. So getting that exercise, getting movement, getting that movement throughout the day helps to invigorate, helps to revitalize the third chakra, all right? And we can see that she is radiating. She is definitely a vital source. She is a force to be reckoned with in the middle of this sunflower field. Also want to point out that sunflowers absorb radiation. So what great place you can be in a time of a pandemic. Being out in the sun, number one, to absorb that vitamin D from the sun, because we do need it. Our melanin needs it. It's a way to stay healthy. Breathing in fresh air. Also, when being in the middle of a sunflower field, it's like a cleansing. It's like a detox. It's taken away. It's actually absorbing any toxins that she may be detoxing or getting rid of, okay? And those sunflowers acts as a vacuum. So this is a very powerful card. We want to exude this same sort of energy in this card. And not to mention, the yellow is a very buoyant and joyful card. So being joyful and buoyant in life is a way to unblock, a way to balance these energies, negative and positive energies in our lives. We can transmute energy. So anything that's affecting our health and wellness, we could actually transmute that by getting exercise, by changing the way we eat, changing our thoughts and our habits. So we want to get rid of the old habitude. Now, other thing I want to point out about the third chakra, the week before, for the last 2 weeks, Spirit had us working on our fifth chakra, which is our throat chakra. And we know that if there's any imbalance at the throat chakra, if we're not being honest, if we're not communicating effectively, if we're not transparent, living in our truth, we block ourselves off from Spirit. And when we block ourselves off from Spirit, actually, you're alienated from Spirit. So the solar plexus truly correlates directly with the throat chakra, as it is the direct conduit to the fifth chakra and vice versa. The strength of your solar plexus determines the strength of your voice. So when you're strong at your solar plexus, when you feel strong and healthy and balanced, your voice projects. The sound of your voice, your audio box vibrates on a higher frequency. And that's what we want. So we know that when we're healthy at the third chakra, we're more than likely are healthy at our fifth chakra. But let's say this, if you start to develop bad habits like being dishonest, manipulative, because we are human, we're spiritual beings having a human experience. So we're all, have told a lie in our life, not have been totally honest. But as we become conscientious, we want to live life on purpose. We want to live with integrity. So it is very important for us to speak truth. It's very important for us to be honest and kind to others, knowing when there's a knowing on our part, because the person on the receiving end, they only can take you at your word. So we want to be very transparent there. And when we are, we know that energy directly correlates with our solar plexus and vice versa. That energy also bounces back and correlates and relates to the fifth chakra, in which we continue to develop our spirituality and that relationship with our inner being, that relationship with being in alignment with the divine. So I'll get off my soapbox on that, but let's focus on the solar plexus this week, but also incorporate the fifth chakra as well, because it is a relationship. It is an alignment. So the 7 chakras line up through the plumb line in a straight line, and all of them, one affects the other. But more important, for the sake of our lesson, or for the sake of the reading, the solar plexus directly correlates to the fifth chakra and vice versa. Okay, there's a direct relationship there, and that we can alienate ourselves from Spirit based on the health of our fifth and our third chakra. So when we're strong and healthy at our core, we project that energy and out through our audio vortex, which is our fifth chakra. So I want to kind of elaborate on that a little bit with my new deck, which I love, which is the Chakra Wisdom Tarot deck. And this deck is traditional tarot, but it correlates also with the 7 chakras. So let's see what Spirit has to elaborate on as far as our solar plexus goes. Spirit, what is it that we need to know? Good, bad, or indifferent? What information do we need to balance our third chakra, the solar plexus, so that we become the sun so that we are Ra, that we are emanating the same energy that your sun in the sky nourishes us daily, daily. Even when the sun is behind the clouds, we're still receiving the nutrients from Ra, from the sun. So what is it that we need to know? Good, bad, or indifferent, we thank you for the message. And I thank you for being the vessel to distill the message, to impart the message to the collective. And so it is. So I'm going to cut the deck. Since nothing came out, so we go. Yeah, aren't they beautiful? I love these cards. I love these colors. These are like the primary colors are all my favorites. You can find me in these colors most of the time. All right, so Six of Swords. All right, we are on a mission. We are making change. We are on our journey. We are leaving behind things that don't serve us. And this color is blue, okay? Or maybe that's, let me make sure. That could possibly be violet. I want to say that is representative of the sixth chakra, which is our third eye, Ajna. So let me be absolutely sure, as it's my new deck. Yes, it is. This card is representative of the sixth chakra. And this card, as I mentioned, it represents and indicates a journey, not the destination, but a journey. We are on a journey to health and wellness, to being vital entities in this new shift, in this paradigm shift. Okay, and the swords also depicts the painful thoughts of leaving others behind, but we cannot stay stuck on thinking about those individuals that we have, those loved ones that we have tried to bring along, that we have forewarned, that we have tried to enlighten, to get them on the path of health and wellness, to get them on the path, to get them on the journey to live life on purpose. We must move forward. All right. So that's what Spirit is telling us. So let's see. So don't let that take over your mental. Don't let it affect your mental. Spirit is always with us, and Spirit will be with them. They will find their way. But we're on our journey. You're on your journey. So continue to stay on that road. Let's see what else Spirit has for us. The Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands. And that means this is happening fast. All right? This is a change that's coming about as we speak, as we're moving towards the winter solstice right now. You know, we're in that second week. This is the week of we're going into the week of the 15th now of December. And the winter solstice, we know, begins on December 21st through the 25th. So there is a window of time. However, Jupiter and Saturn are already lining up. So as we speak, the planets are starting to align. This planetary phenomenon is happening, and it is coming fast. All right. So we want to make sure that we're grounded, because this red represents the root chakra. So we want to make sure that we're grounded in our thoughts, in our actions, and in our feelings, but especially in our thoughts, right? Follow your intuition, trust yourself. This is why the solar plexus say we have to be strong. We have to be strong at the core to proceed. I mean, this is a very hard decision to leave anyone behind. But if you must, because they will find their way. And put these cards up here so you can see them a little bit better. All right, they must. You must move onward. Okay, so the Six of Swords came out. And as I look at the picture, you see a woman and a child traveling in a boat or canoe. But there's also someone else in the boat with a cloak on, and they're covered. You can't see them. So it kind of represents and depicts the shadow side. However, the woman and the child are not looking at the shadow that's in the boat or looking at this silhouette, this person that's in this cloak right in front of them. They're focused on leaving behind that shadow side. They're focused on getting to being on their true journey, all right? And not to focus or bring too much attention to what this person is doing behind this dark coat, right? So they're on a journey, all right? And then, of course, we get the Eight of Wands. Now, the Eight of Wands is representative of that journey. It becomes more of an adventure now. Once we leave behind this pain, this darkness of the shadow side, we moving into our destiny, okay? We're moving onwards on the journey. The journey is no longer this pain and strife. We're not worried about what has been left behind, because what's been left behind is the past, and the past no longer exists, so we must move forward. And moving forward is the woman in the Eight of Wands card here in the red. We're looking to set ourselves up and ground ourselves into our divinity, all right, into this new earth, all right, and it's happening pretty fast and pretty quickly, all right, because we've already made that decision to move forward. So we're making we're transforming at this point, all right, with the Eight of Wands card. So be rest assured that you are on your journey, okay, and that you are making that transformation. Make it positive. Be sure to convict yourself and commit to yourself that we're not repeating any old habits, that we're committed to the new. We're committed to our adventure. Even if it's unknown to us at this point, just know this is a positive card. So there is a positive outcome. Whatever journey you're on, whatever adventure you're taking, is positive. And it's all about your value and your self-worth. Your self-worth. Your self-worth relies on, is all contingent upon how well you do on this adventure, how committed you are to your journey, to the adventure. When you made that decision to move on, to get on that boat, to move forward, to leave behind all those things in the past, people, places, and things, you committed to that. So continue to commit to that. Continue to be strong. Continue to revitalize, to know your self-worth, to have that self-esteem. You have what it takes. Clearly, you have what it takes. This is a beautiful card. She's dressed up in her best. And red represents and signifies, symbolizes power. You are powerful. And so does the solar plex. Solar plexus represents power. You have it. You embody the power that it takes. So put on your red dress, put on your red suit, put on your red shoes, and move forward. You will succeed. And we thank you, Spirit, for that message, and so it is. I salute you all for being here at Pilates Chakras Tarot. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Peace.